In a quiet, forgotten corner of town stood an old toy store named Marley's Wonders. Boarded up and worn down over time, it had been closed for years, ever since the owner, Miss Agatha Marley, vanished one Halloween night. The townsfolk said she loved her toys more than anything, even more than the children who had once crowded her store. Strange sounds often drifted from inside, whispers on the wind, calling to anybody nearby. The sign still hung over the door, faded but clear: Marley's Wonders, a toy for every soul. People believed that Marley's Wonders wasn't an ordinary toy store. They said the toys inside had a life of their own, each holding a piece of Miss Marley's soul. But the store carried a curse. Once you entered, you felt pulled to stay, wandering the aisles as laughter and cries filled the air. And once someone entered, they were never seen again. On the eve of another Halloween, two teenagers, Emma and Max, dared each other to enter Marley's Wonders. The doors creaked open as if welcoming them, the air thick with the smell of old wood and something sweet, almost spoiled. Row after row of dolls, teddy bears, and rocking horses lined the shelves, their glassy eyes shining in the dim light. As they walked deeper into the store, they noticed each toy seemed familiar. Max froze when he saw a toy soldier that looked exactly like the one he'd lost as a child. Emma's eyes fell on a small, worn-out bunny rabbit she remembered from her 5th birthday. It was impossible, but there they were, just as she remembered them. "Do you hear that?" Emma whispered, her voice shaking. It started as a soft hum, like a lullaby song by many voices. The tune was haunting, and as it grew louder, the toys began to move. Heads turned, eyes blinked, and the rocking horses began to sway back and forth. An old-fashioned jack-in-the-box sprang open, its face painted, grinning wickedly. As they tried to leave, the aisles stretched out, leading them in an endless circle. Panicked, Max grabbed Emma's hand, but the toys began to close in on them. Dolls with cracked faces reached out with porcelain fingers. Teddy bears' soft, fuzzy paws felt like iron grips. "Welcome, my dears," a voice echoed through the store. It was soft but chilling, like a mother calling her children home. In the shadows, a figure appeared, the ghostly form of Miss Agatha Marley, dressed in tattered gown, her eyes empty and hollow. Emma and Max felt her pull, like an invisible rope drawing them closer. "You came to my store, so now you belong to me," she murmured. "A toy for every soul." Desperate, Max threw a toy at her, but it went right through. Miss Marley only smiled, and her hand reached out to touch them. With one touch, they froze, their skin turning cold and smooth, their faces set in looks of fear. The next morning, the store looked untouched, but if you peered through the dusty windows, you'd notice 2 new toys on the shelf: a toy soldier, eyes wide with fear, and a small, trembling bunny rabbit. And if you listen closely, on quiet nights, you can still hear that eerie lullaby drifting through the air, calling for the next soul to enter Marley's Wonders and stay forever.